where did you kind of recognize that, you were that good?
Yeah, I had a lot of confidence in myself coming here, but I also knew I wanted to redshirt. When I left high school, I think I was roughly like 165 pounds, and I'd only been playing the position for roughly 2 years. And so when I come to Q's, knowing that we had a lot of seniors and and a lot of older guys like Cisco, Trill, and even Iffy at the time, I knew I was going to have people to learn from to help me improve those skills. So having that redshirt year, I really prepared me. I knew once I got the proper coaching and just got more experience with the position, I knew I could really take off. It was good to see things come to fruition this past season.
Most guys, I think, want to play right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very natural thing to want. Did you want to redshirt, or did the coaches tell you, like, hey, we think it would be a good thing for you to do this, and that sort of changed your mind?
Mm-hmm. Going into it, I mean, I knew the situation going to Syracuse. I think when I got here, we had, 6 senior corners in the room alone, and all had played at some point in their career. So I already knew going in I was most likely going to be a redshirt, and I kind of wanted to do that in itself because, like I said, I knew I had things I needed to work on. I needed to get bigger. I needed to get stronger, and I just had to mature a little bit more before I felt like I'd be ready to play.
So obviously very successful last year. What did you kind of work on in the off season, and where did you try to get better?
When it comes to flexibility and mobility, I was trying to limit injuries and things of that sort. Last year, I had a lot of nagging injuries, and I felt like that could have been fixed if I did the little things more properly. So I worked on that, and then I worked on just being more consistent, and I think that comes with being in shape. So, I'm running every day, trying to build my stamina that way during games. I don't have bad plays just because I'm exhausted or I'm tired. I want to stay in shape and be ready to go at any time during the game.
Anything that you did differently from last offseason to do that? Like, I imagine you ran last offseason too, right?
Yeah, I ran last offseason, but it wasn't as frequent as I've been now. I've been real consistent during camp, even after long days, running 5 gases after practice each day to make sure I'm still, running. And I felt myself get stronger and stronger as camps went on.
That's the G-Dub.
All right.
What was if you don't mind sharing, what were some of the nagging things that you tried to work through last year?
Just a lot of lower body stuff. I had really tight hips at the time, so a lot of just hip pointers, hamstring issues, things of that sort. Quads, basically everything in the legs, and I'm glad that, knock on wood, as I've gone through camp, I haven't dealt with any of those issues. I'm moving strong. I feel like I'm getting stronger as we get into the season, and that's a really good thing.
So last year, I think, especially early in the year when you had everybody, teams tried to pick on you because they didn't want to go at the other guys who they knew. That probably flips this year. Do you expect teams to avoid throwing at you this year?
I mean, I hope they do, but regardless, whether I think they're throwing to me or not, I just got to play it the same and stay prepared because I feel like the second that you start to relax, that's when everything starts to happen, balls coming at you. And the last thing you want to happen is you not to be ready when you finally have the play come to you.
You want them to avoid throwing at you, though? You're not going to get bored?
I mean, it's a sign of respect, but I want them to throw at me because that's plays for me to make,
So we're all interested, and I presume you guys are, in kind of how the offensive line grows this year. What did you see from them in the scrimmage, and was anything sort of different from last year and kind of going against them?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like up front, we're bigger up front, and that might just be me, but I feel like depth-wise, too, I think that's the biggest thing that improved. I feel like from our first team to our second team, we still have size, and we still have talent in both of those groups, and I feel like that helps a lot. A lot of the freshmen who came in, they were already physically built, and they've had a lot of depth and helped improve an even deeper line room.
Garrett, second year under the 3-3-5, just at this point last year to now, how has the comfort level differed?
It's so much better because, we didn't have spring last year. So during this time at summer, we're still learning everything, even though we have a game 2 weeks down the line. Whereas now, everything's been installed for a long time. We know it. Now it's about taking it to the next level and how to learn how to play certain coverages based off of what you see from the offense. So those little things just to take it to the next level so that way as a defense, with having just about everybody coming back, we can take it to another level.
So last year you guys gave up the most amount in the ACC in terms of yards per game. Do you think that that'll be different this year, and if so, why?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that just comes with us understanding one another. And a lot of those yards come from just us being new to the defense, a couple coverage busts, and people not really understanding each other. And I feel like that's got ironed away through spring and even during fall camp. I think we're doing a really good job of limiting big plays and things of that sort.
And then you played quarterback for most of your football career heading up into this point. How do you think that's all helped you now, just being one of the top cornerbacks now in the ACC?
I think it helped a lot. I think it just helped me understand, because you see it from an offensive perspective. So knowing certain downs and distances, what you really want to run. So as a defensive player, you can kind of get ready, prepare yourself, and so that way you can match what you think the offense is going to do with the formation they run, and that way everything starts to come together and plays happen that way.
And then you also played under Chip West, who's just a great coach. And what were some of the things that you learned, from him, just being a DB now at Syracuse?
Yeah, well, Coach West, he's still my coach now. He's taught me a lot. He's taught me a lot about just understanding football bigger than just our coverage, understanding offenses, splits, downs and distances, things that take you to another level as a football player that I feel like not every coach is teaching you. He's taught us so many little things that in a game, once you see it, it's crazy how it just starts to come together like that. So I'm really thankful to have Coach West as my coach.
Garrett, we talked about making a difference early. What have you seen from Deuce so far, and what's your impression of him in your training camp?
Deuce is a playmaker, high energy. He meshes well with us, really, really good. And like I said, he just finds a way to be around the football through tips, just breaking on the ball, and I'm really excited to see him play.
We talked about you choosing to redshirt. I imagine you had other offers where you could have played right away or would have had a better road.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, teams don't outright tell you you're going to play if you're not. But for me, I knew personally for myself that I needed to gain weight, and I just needed to understand football more because, like I said, I knew I was new, and I knew I was making plays in high school, but that was off of more athleticism than understanding truly football. So now to this point, I feel like I've understand football to such a higher level, and it's only going to get better and better as I get older.
So I could be wrong, right? But when I played high school sports, if I was good, I thought I'd be ready for college. And I think a lot of guys are like that. They don't know how big the adjustment is. Who helped you sort of understand, hey, you're not going to be big enough to play right away, or did you just sort of see it and get it?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a really big college football fan, so I was always in tune with kind of the size of players, and even when I was taking visits to other schools, I'm seeing the size difference from me to other teams starting corners and even some of their backup corners. And then at my high school, a guy who graduated the year before me, Jared Garner, he plays at Duke, and he was explaining to me how it is and how it's going. So when I got to school, I already had an understanding of what it was going to be, and I was already prepared for that part.